Tethera, 1, 2, 3. All you little ones, let me be. Peppa, Pim, Tethera, 4, 5, 6. Lay down your magic fiddlesticks. Once upon a time, long ago, when the little ones, elves, fairies, and leprechauns, lived in hills under the ground, there was a good shepherd and his son and daughter. Now, even in those days, people didn't usually run into the little ones. But this particular day, when the good shepherd's daughter and son were playing in the woods, they came upon a leprechaun, stuck up to his neck in a mud hole. In fact, he would have sunk to the bottom if he hadn't been holding tight to his fiddle, which floated on top of the mud. The children felt sorry for the little man and grabbed the fiddle and pulled him free. But as soon as he landed on dry ground, he disappeared, leaving the boy holding the fiddle. Neither of them knew how to play, but just for fun, the boy put the bow to the strings, and a tune came out. Then the fiddle began to sing. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. Now this fiddle belongs to thee. Peppa, Pim, Tethera, 4, 5, 6. Play with magic fiddlesticks. So the children knew it was a magic fiddle and took it home to their father. Now the good shepherd loved fiddle music more than anything, but he had never learned to play it himself. And no matter how hard he tried, the fiddle refused to play a note. So they hung it on the wall and went about their business. But the fiddle was not forgotten by its original owner, the leprechaun. He wanted it back, and he sent another elf to lay a trap for the shepherd. So one day, the good shepherd was out tending his flock when he stepped into a magic ring of mushrooms. And to his surprise, up popped a little man, a gilligry, all dressed in leaves and moss with a fiddle under his arm. Seeing the fiddle, the shepherd asked the little man for a tune, and he played this. What a curious tune, said the shepherd. Does it have any words? And the gilligry sang. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. Pray, good shepherd, please follow me. Peppa, Pim, Tethera, 4, 5, 6. Down with the elves, gonna dance and kick. With that, the shepherd's feet began to dance, and he followed the gilligry, dancing and kicking, right down into the elves' hill. The children were naturally very upset when the sheep came home that evening without father. Oh dear, what could have happened, said one to the other. Maybe the fiddle can help us, said the girl. So the boy took it from the wall, and it started to sing. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. Your father's been tricked by a gilligry. Peppa, Pim, Tethera, 4, 5, 6. Take me to him, for he's in a fix. They took the fiddle and set off to find their father, with only the old sheep and her bell to guide them. In the woods, it got darker and darker, and the scary sounds of the forest surrounded them. Soon, they could no longer see the sheep, and could only follow the sound of its bell. Then the bell stopped. They're here, whispered the girl. I can feel it. Suddenly, the hill in front of them raised up on pillars, and the forest was bathed in light. The sound of fiddles and whistles, pipes and mandolins filled the air as the little ones appeared and danced all around them. Pixies and elves, leprechauns and goblins started to draw the children into the hill. The children knew if they entered the elves' home, they might never come out. But the little ones were closer now, pushing them towards the light. Just then, the boy had an idea. He plucked a string on the magic fiddle, and it began to play. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. All the little ones let us see. Peppa, Pim, Tethera, 4, 5, 6. Lay down your magic fiddlesticks. And the music stopped. The elves stared at the children. The old leprechaun, whose life they had saved, hobbled up to them and said, Give me back my fiddle. ungrateful little creep," he said. "You can't scare us." But it was the little girl who saved the day. "We'll give back your fiddle," she said, "if you give us back our dad." So the elves brought the Good Shepherd out from the hill and stood him in front of the children. His eyes were closed, and he was in a trance. The leprechaun took the fiddle and sang. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. Wake up, Good Shepherd, and look at me. Thetha, Pim, Sethera, 4, 5, 6. No longer will you be transfixed. With that, the shepherd woke up, and the little ones disappeared as the hill closed up behind them. So the shepherd and his children went home. They had lost the magic fiddle, but they still remembered the chant, and over the years it wound up saving them more than once from the grasp of the mischievous elves. Now I'll tell you a secret. If there are elves living in your house, little people that play in the basement before the light goes on, or sleep under your bed, or sometimes live in the back of that deep closet, all you have to do is say this charm, and they'll be your friends forever. Yant and Tethera, 1, 2, 3. All you little ones be good to me. Thetha, Pim, Sethera, 4, 5.